Hello, my lovely bookish friends. How are we doing today? It is Heather with Belle's Library. Welcome back. If you are new, hit subscribe. We are going to be doing a really fun tag video today. It is called the Nope Trope tag. So the original creator of this tag is Zoe's All Booked, and the first video that I saw of this tag is Peyton Reed's. So I will link both of those videos down below for you guys to check out. And this is just a short and sweet, fun little tag. I think there's 6 prompts and they all are based on tropes that are kind of a nope for most people. But I think some of them, if they're done right, could be okay. Let's get into it and check it out. So prompt number 1 is eavesdropping with miscommunication. So for this one, I'm going to pick out a book that I heard really good things about, but then for me kind of fell flat and I really didn't like. But I went ahead and went with The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I'm sure if you guys have watched any of my other videos, this one was just a really disappointing flop of a read. I've heard a lot of really good things about Kristen Hanna. A lot of people really liked this book, but I just felt like it was really unnecessarily long and the pacing was really off for me, and I don't know, it wasn't my type of read apparently. So that is prompt number 1. So for prompt number 2, we have a love triangle. I feel like this is one of those things that for the most part maybe is not the best trope, but it can be done right. So we'll see. But this one, we're going to name a series where we can't really pick our favorite book out of it. And for me, I went ahead with an oldie but a goodie, Twilight. This one I thought was perfect because we have obviously got a love triangle in here between Bella and Edward and Jacob. So I don't know that I have a favorite book out of all of these. I have read them. It's been a while. I just watched the movie of Twilight last night and, oh gosh, really cringeworthy. I was like, what is happening here? Probably shouldn't have gone back and watched them because, you know, it brings down some of that love. I think New Moon's probably my least favorite because I feel like it's just kind of really depressing because Belle is so sad during all of it, but I don't really know that I have a favorite. So that's where we're going with that one. So prompt number 3 is Not Like Other Girls / Didn't Know They Were Beautiful. This is a very common trope, and, you know, women just need to start owning themselves and know, hey, I'm awesome. So for this one, we are going to name a book with a pretty cover, but that was kind of boring. So I went ahead and went with one of the first books I read this year, We Met in December. I really liked the vibes of the cover. It had like a really fun wintry vibe and the ice skating, and it's just drawn really cute, but it just, I mean, I think I gave it like a 3-star. It just was not like super exciting. It was just kind of meh. I wanted just a little bit more. I think my main issue with the book, honestly, was just that the romance, like, just dragged too far back. Like, you just needed a little bit more. Like, every time, it just had those moments where it was like miscommunication, and then all of a sudden we'd go back and we'd just be like, no, we're only going to be friends and we're never going to be anything more. And then it just was like one after another, and you're just like, can you guys just get over yourselves and just be together already? So I don't know, I was just frustrated by that a little bit. Sorry, my little munchkin is chewing on some chips over there and it's rather loud, so if you can hear that, I think she's almost done with her chips. My bad. So prompt number 4 is An All-Consuming Love, and we are going to name a book that gave me a book hangover. So for this one, I don't know if I've really had a super book hangover. I don't know if I fully understand the concept, but I chose Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I love this book. This was a 5-star read for me, and I tore through it in one night. I literally stayed up until like 2 in the morning reading this sucker, which is really late for me because I get up at like 7 o'clock every day. So I had a book hangover the next day because I was just so tired from staying up and reading this book all night, and it was just really good. And so then sometimes you go into another book after a really good read and I don't know what I read after this, but I kind of wonder if my rating was a little lower because I love this one so much. Prompt number 5 is going to be Douchebag Boyfriend. And this is going to be name a book that took a while for you to get into, but you ended up loving. For this one, I'm going to go with Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I actually had to end up listening to this twice through on the audiobook before I enjoyed it. The first time I was just like, wait, what happened? That went so fast. And I was like, oh, I feel like I missed some things, and I just was not used to kind of the shorter story format, so I went back and I re-listened to it, and then I loved it, and I was like, there's so much imagination in the story, and it was super cute and so inclusive, and I just loved it. So I would say Every Heart a Doorway on that one. And the last prompt 6, is just to name some of your favorite or least favorite tropes. So I am going to name a few of my favorite. I love a good hate to love romance. I also really like second chance romance and opposites attract. Those are probably some of my favorite tropes. And I figured I'd show you a couple books off my bookshelf that include that. Starry Eyes is a little bit of a second chance romance and maybe a little bit of hate to love. It's kind of like they loved and then they hated and then they loved. If you like more of a fantastical book with a little bit of love in here, we definitely have some opposites attract and hate to love in this guy as well. I already mentioned Love in Other Words. This one is a second chance romance. Super good. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Really good. Hate to love. Beautiful banter in this one. So that is going to wrap up the Nope Trope book tag today. And I hope you guys had fun with this one. If you haven't done it yet and you are a creator, I definitely tag you. I think I'm going to tag Eat, Drink, and Be Reading Annie over there and see if she'll join in on the fun on this one. And I will talk to you guys soon.